Okay, I am right here at the yellow spot. Looks like we got some storms coming, but I don't know. I'm going to chase the one that's probably most convenient. I don't know. I'm going to take my cell phone. So this is the base level, and this is the composite down here. So the base level is the lowest level of the storms, and this is the complete picture here. Looks like down here we've got some hail. Some hail up here, so that's why you need a composite. If I had my choice, I would be right here on this highway. That way I'd be safe and all, but I'm not. I'm way up here, so I might come in behind the storm and kind of watch these, and then let's go chase this. Okay guys, looks like we got a lot of storms here. This is Highway 44 into St. Louis. It looks like quite a mess, so what I'm going to do is position myself. I'm watching for cars. I'm going to come down here on 270, position myself here. I brought my little weather station here, so I'll be taking some readings. Try to get you as much context as possible. It is, almost June, May 25th or something like that. Okay, just so you know, the products that I use in this video will be down in the description. Everybody asks me certain things. Phone app called Radar Scope. I've had that question asked probably 30 times on one of my videos. It's Radar Scope. You can pay about $10 a year. It's one of the best that I've found. If I had my way, I'd have a laptop in here with a GPS unit. But right now, I am not organized because we are moving and most of my stuff is packed, which is one reason why I'm not making ham radio videos right now. But okay, so that is the leading edge of the storm. You can see it right there on the radar. And I'm driving into blue skies. I'm going to get in front of it. I'm going to have an escape path to the east and stay in front of it. But I want to get down to Highway 44, which goes all the way across Missouri. I know that road very well. It seems like the storms really like to follow Highway 44, kind of to the northeast. They cross it all the time, and they follow it all the time. But I'm going to go down to 44. That's my plan. Then I'm going to take a closer look at the radar and find an escape path to stay out of the heavy parts. So a little bit of a disclaimer here. I do not expect to see a tornado out of this storm. But this is what I've been given, and this is what I have to deal with. Of course I'm going to be careful, but anyway. This looks like a mess. It doesn't look like a well-organized cell. And so that's why I don't expect a tornado out of it or to see one. However, I'm still learning how to chase storms and understand them and stay away from them and stay safe and all that. And that's why we're here. This is the storm I have. This is the one I'm dealing with. So I'm going to go ahead and make the video and do what I can, but it looks like quite a mess. All it is just a blotch of strong rain right now. And I don't see any type of organization or reports of tornadoes or anything like that. Okay, so I'm taking a little bit of an assessment to figure out what's going on and where I should go. So all I have right now is a big red blotch coming towards me. I don't want to get on these weird side roads. I don't see any type of structures or reports of tornadoes or funnel clouds or anything. I might just stay out in front of it and just kind of watch it and kind of follow along. As you see, there's storms. There's a lot of tornado up there, but that's way too far away. That's up there in northern Missouri, but this is what I got to deal with, so I'm gonna just take a look at this stuff, and I don't see anything too dangerous here right now. I'll stay out of its midst, but I'm down here in 44 and I'm going to take an assessment. I'm also going to take some weather readings. I just saw some lightning over there. That is a turkey buzzard. They look pretty until you look at them up close. No wind. I want to get the temperatures about 80 degrees. I think it's warmer than that, but I've had it in my car, so I'm going to let it sit here for a minute. Humidity 66.9. Dew point 67.6. Alright, so we just have the, pretty much that's Highway 44 down there. Six Flags is another 15 minutes that way. I don't know if I trust these storm tracking lines. Look at this. This one has a storm going, north and going, this one going east. How can the storm be going both directions at the same time? Maybe it can do that. It just seems odd to me. I don't know if you should trust these so much, but it seems like all of this mass is coming towards me right now. Where's the best place to be? At home? There are no tornado warnings or anything. Up here there would be tornado warnings. That's what the polygons are. And there's no polygons here, so I'm, other than traffic, probably pretty safe. Now, one of the problems with chasing storms in St. Louis is, first of all, the hills, the trees. You can't see over the trees very well. Okay, let me tell you about St. Louis. So, going north and south around here is very difficult because there's the Missouri River and there's not that many bridges. So the only way to go north and south are a couple roads in here, and if you get on these back roads, there won't be a bridge there and you can get kind of screwed over. So going north and south here, so whenever I go home I have to take 44 east, then I have to go north, and then I have to go back west again. So it kind of sucks. I can't just go straight home. I got to go over, up, and over because of the way the rivers and bridges work. So chasing storms in this area is actually not very good. Hard to see, hard to get around. The roads are not grid pattern, and there's lots of rivers. Not the best place to chase storms, but what can you do? Okay guys, so I have this storm here that's no tornadoes or warnings or anything. I'm going to experience and let you experience this shelf cloud about to come in, and I'm going to watch the temperature change and record it as well because it's interesting. So we got some Amatis up there. This is the shelf, the anvil. There are some geese that are crazy high up there. Look like they're 2,000 feet up. Amatis over us. We have this beautiful shelf cloud right here. So right now we're at a dew point of 65.4, comfort index of 90 degrees, wind speed 0, no wind, temperature 80 degrees, humidity 63.6, dew point 67, and all that's about to change. So that wind will kick up. It'll kick up a lot of dust. I've been in this before. It'll drop. Let's see how many degrees it drops. Won't be interesting. I wish it had a better stand. Let's take some shots of this storm here. See, that's what I'm talking about. The trees in the St. Louis area are intrusive. I got bugs in my eyes, man. That is so cool. So the cold front moves in. It buries itself into the warm air. Warm air rises, cools off, condenses, and that's how you get a shelf cloud. That's cool. That's warm air that's being cooled at the lower end, and you end up with a shelf cloud. I've heard some people online say that's a wall cloud. It's definitely not a wall cloud. Wall clouds are very narrow. They go down, over, and up. They're like a U, and they're usually in the back of the storm, not the front. But this is a fairly weak, not weak, but unorganized system, and I'm not afraid of it. Let's check the wind. Wind is kicking up slightly. 76.7. Looks like we got some churning up in there. It's kind of neat. So the outer edge of the upper level is the anvil over there, and there we're watching the wall cloud overtake us. The temperature's dropping 76.5. The bugs are biting me. I think when that wind kicks up I won't have any problem anymore. Man, the bugs are terrible. Okay, so the air is still warm at 77.5, and I'm being overtaken now by the whale's mouth. Looking dark over there and creepy. I checked the radar, there's no problems. Thunder's kicking up. The barn swallows are scurrying around. We got some interesting movement up here. Man, I love storms. It's still rather warm though. I haven't felt the coolness. Normally the cool has kicked in by now. It's still 77.7. That would be the northwest side of me. This storm is doing the classic southwest to northeast move. No lightning or thunder yet, really. So I just checked the radar, and I'm over here. North of me is a tornado watch. I'm gonna go east and north and kind of hang out and wait for it. I'm gonna go up here in this area and hang out and wait for it. I think all this is gonna be some rain. So this isn't too interesting. I'm gonna go check out this tornado warning and see what I can find. Well, there's the wind. We're actually gonna drive out of the whale's mouth. There's no rain here, which is unusual. Usually once the whale's mouth gets you, there's rain. Alright guys, over here, if you want to know where I am, that is Six Flags St. Louis. My daughter has ridden pretty much every single ride on there. She did the trifecta, which I believe is the Batman, the Superman, and Mr. Freeze in the same day. And the reason that's difficult is because of the lines. You usually don't have a choice. You usually can't do that because of the lines. Kind of looks like the whale's mouth, which I'm driving out of, kind of fell apart. It separated itself from the rest of the storm. So the leading edge of the storm separated itself. I've never seen that before. It kind of like the leading edge is there and it kind of just broke off. I've never seen that. Usually it's heavy rain right after that, but there's just might not be enough energy in this storm to do that. But we've got a tornado watch up here. Let's go check it out. Check that out. That looks mean over there. It's not, but it looks mean. The leading edge of the storm on the southeast side. So I was curious to see what kind of fronts we are dealing with right now. And it looks like, well, there's the dry line. It looks like there's not an actual front coming through. I didn't check this before I left, but a warm front up here, cold front over here, so there was no fronts coming through, which probably explains why the temperature didn't drop like I'm used to and a bunch of rain didn't come. However, we still have these storms all over the place, and the problem is the storm I was chasing after completely dissipated. The tornado watch dissipated also, and so now there's nothing. So I'm just going to sit around and wait, maybe even go home, and these things pop up all the time. Maybe something else will come along. but I've never seen this before. So I've never seen that before, where the front comes through, not the front, but the front of the storm comes through. Then it just kind of just stops. Usually it's lots of wind, it gets really cold. That's a cold front, obviously. Check that out. What is that, cabbage? Ah, bugs. A little disappointing. There was no rain. That's the first time I've seen a shelf cloud come through, and this is part of it. It just kind of just stopped. It didn't go anywhere. It just came, stopped. I've never seen that before. It's interesting, but a little boring. These things pop up all the time, so I might go home and just wait it out. See if something else pops up. Okay, so I gave up on going north. All of that just vanished, and everything started popping up in the south. So now I'm going to head south towards Arnold, because it is Memorial Day weekend, and I got nothing else to do. I'm now moving south into that heavy dark red piece there, hoping that'll produce something. And we're getting a lot of lightning right now. And let's just head towards it, see what happens. Before I get too involved in it, I know it's coming at me right now. I want to keep an eye on that, what might be a wall cloud right there. I'm going to do a U-turn and then go back north. And that's what it looks like. I do not want to get involved in that. That's a heavy red thing that is popping up. It's amazing. This stuff is like popcorn. You don't know what's going to happen, then boom, it pops right up. Kicking up wind now from the west. Trying to find a place to park. I'm gonna move on to that darker cell down there and keep going south. I'm not gonna be able to avoid that top cell there, so I am about to get wet for the first time, but I'm kind of glad because my car is a little dusty dirty. This stupid car has a problem. The air won't work unless you turn on all the way, so I'm always either hot or cold. And here we go. Here comes the rain. Did not know it was gonna rain. Rain X on the windshield. I'm getting some strong winds now. As I drive to the part of that cell, I'm getting blown around quite a bit. Moving the car from right to left since I'm heading south. But once I get through that cell, I'm hoping to have something more interesting down south. There's a lot of cars hiding under the overpass, but I know there's no hail in this storm. It's just a small cell that I'm about to pass through. People freaking out. Some people drive too fast, some people drive too slow. The Galleria Mall. Look at all those cars all slowed down up there on the other side. Visibility is terrible. I've got good tires in my car, I'm not worried. So as I drive home, I just want to talk a little bit about what I'm doing here. I cannot be a serious storm chaser. I can't go like 200-300 miles, 400 miles. I can't do that. I got a family and kids and all. So I'm just finding storms in my area. So they have to come to me pretty much. And so I'm learning also. And if you guys are interested in doing this, the best way to do it is just to get out there and do it. Of course, be safe. Of course, know what you're doing. Of course, I don't recommend anyone do this. But if you go out there and you start learning how these work, if you just start going near storms and and looking at them and watching videos and learning about how radar works, you start to figure things out pretty quickly. And that a lot of these storms are not really that dangerous. They're just a bunch of rain, really. And then you start to find out how difficult it actually is to find a tornado. It's actually very, very difficult. You have to be willing to pretty much drive really far and do a lot of planning. And right now I'm not willing to do that. So I'm having fun just watching the storms and watching these fronts come through and these whales' mouths and things like that. It's still really pretty and interesting. I mean, just looking at that sky in front of me is really pretty and interesting. So I'm going to put these videos out there anyway, and hopefully I'll see a tornado eventually. But I'm going to be real careful about not being in a rain-wrapped area. Like, a lot of this rain here was just a big mess. All these storms were just a big mess. They were not tight and powerful. They were dispersed and weak. And so even if there was a tornado in the middle of them, you wouldn't be able to see it. It would be dangerous. There was an accident. There were two accidents. One, I showed a video that part where the emergency vehicles passed me just beyond Highway 55, where I got on 55. Just beyond that, there was some kind of accident. All the cars were backed up, probably because of that heavy rain. And then when I went to the gas station, a car backed out and whacked another car that was in the gas station right there. I heard it and everything. So anyway, by far, the most dangerous thing about storm chasing is actually driving and in the rain, and then other drivers. And then people are doing some weird things, like I saw so many cars underneath the overpass, even cars that couldn't fit. I'm not sure why they were there, because yeah, it's one thing to pull over, but being under an overpass, well, there was no hail, so, and I knew that, but I guess they didn't. And then that guy had a Jeep, and he was putting up the top. That was pretty funny. Those things are going to happen. Anyway, I'm just letting you know what I'm doing. I'm storm chasing, but I'm kind of confined to home, and something powerful. If you believe it or not, there are more storms coming. They're about 50 or 60 miles southwest of me, and it looks like another line. But what I was going to say is that you do learn so much. You learn what to chase and what not to chase, and you learn sometimes it's a waste of time to go that way when you should have gone that way, and you start to understand what it feels like, and you see the same patterns over and over again. I can really recognize a shelf cloud now. But anyway, guys, I really enjoy doing this stuff. It's really fun. I'll make more ham radio videos later.